Hello, my name is Dr. Jerry the First Oguzie, JP, and I am the convener of the Community of Wealth Creators. That community is set up to prepare men and women to become generational wealth creators. That is, people who open the door for their generation and those unborn to become wealthy. And this we do through various programs. Most importantly, by reading, we expose our members to different forms of write-ups, different types of books that they should read and they can read and have a mindset for wealth. Because as it is known, if one doesn't have a mindset for wealth, it is difficult to actually become wealthy. So that's the first thing actually to do. And in the law, in the formula for wealth creation, that's the first thing there. Mindset. So that's what we do. We prepare our members to have a mindset for wealth. And then in this month of June, we have introduced new programs. The first we introduced, which had the first edition last Sunday, is the On the Hot Seat Personality Program of the community. We have the Saturday Panorama, which is a teaching presentation. We have the Outstanding Member of the Month award. We have introduced other programs to spice up the membership, including contests and challenges and quizzes. And each of these programs come with mouth-watering rewards. So we encourage our members to be actively engaged with the community. Having said that, I need to let you know that on Saturday, the 12th of June 2021, we had the first edition of the Saturday Panorama, as we call it, a presentation. And that presentation was taken by me, and the topic was How to Overpower Procrastination. It was a good one, as I was told, because we tried to see that we have information there that will help any person who is willing to be able to overcome and overpower procrastination. Procrastination is a major challenge for men and women. In fact, it is the bane of mankind. That's the reason why most of us are not getting to our potentials. We're not even exploring, because we keep postponing for tomorrow that which can be done today. So I am presenting to you the Zoom meeting where that presentation took place. So you can listen and watch for yourself and get more information than I'm giving by this talk right now. So after this, you will now listen to the Zoom presentation. If you have any questions, please do comment here on the comment section of this video, so we can also take it up from there. But don't leave this place, don't leave this presentation without subscribing to our channel if you have not subscribed, and then liking this video and sharing it with your friends on social media. Dropping a quality comment here will also help the channel to grow. So I bid you a very good day and wish you all the best.
Can we all try and
when everything is gone?
it's sound, it's big sound as much as tiny as, no matter how minute the sound is. So please, let's all try. Check, you just click where you're seeing your face, click there and then mute yourself. You can decide to listen via audio or first Saturday Panorama. And today we have our own, this one is like PDP, we say government of the people, by the people, and for the people. We have our own person, Dr. Jerry the First Oguzie. He's going to be taking us through this wonderful session. And let me ask, we've heard the word procrastination, procrastinate a lot. But today, when I was looking at the topic, I loved what the topic said, how to overpower what procrastination. That's to say, procrastination has a power. It has a power. But then by the end of this meeting today, we will understand how to overpower it. That is how to subdue it. Please. How to overpower procrastination. I remember. Please, can you mute your?
Helena.
Somebody, so he went. A rich man, and then he wanted to house. He saw the man eating, and then the man asked him, "Join me," and he joined the man and was eating. The man said, "Do you want more?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Okay, let me get more," and they kept eating. And then before you know it, somebody else rushed into the house, and then the man saw him and said, "Nah, join me and eat." The man said, "No, I did not come to eat. I need so amount of money, sir. It is urgent." Man said, "Okay, how much do you need?" He said, 30,000. And then the other person that was eating said, "Oh, so I also came to lend money." But then the man said, "You didn't seem like you came to lend money. It looks like you came to eat. So I will give you a lot of food to eat, while this person that came to ask for money, I will give him money." Why? Because the person knew what he wanted. So let's think before we get in. How many times have we really postponed, you push it forward to this is Saturday. I'm going to do this thing tomorrow. I will do it on Monday. And remember, we are talking about wealth creation here. And wealth creation, first of all, springs up from having an idea. There are about 8.5 billion people on the surface of the earth. What makes you think take notes and let's put it to practice? And definitely at the end of the day, within a short time frame, we'll definitely become the wealth creators we've signed up to be. You hear me?
Yeah, okay, Prosper. Yeah. Thank you so much for the introduction. I guess we'll just quickly enter the presentation so that the weather is not helping us. Network. They've just told me that my network is unstable. So, but I hope you're hearing me and that you can listen to what I have to say. I'm going to share, I have a presentation which I've prepared, so I'm going to try and share it with all of us. So that, please, can you all mute yourselves, please, so that we can, please mute yourselves and then listen to the presentation. You can also watch the presentation. It's loading. Right, okay. Now, so the topic for today is how to overpower procrastination. Many of us are very guilty of that. Remember that this is a community of wealth creators and that this is our first Saturday panorama. which is a presentation. It's a teaching, really. And the topic is how to overpower procrastination. So first, we need to define what procrastination is. We need to actually ask that question. What is procrastination? And the answer is there. The act or habit of deferring or delaying something that requires immediate attention. That is what is known as procrastination. And it's also like putting off till tomorrow what might be done now. That's all that is all about. And many people, many of us fall into that procrastination trap. Many of us. In fact, it is said about 95% of the world's population. Okay, well, it's already there. So according to a study, 95% of people procrastinate in one way or the other.
542.
Yes. So why not? Why knowing that you're not alone can be reassuring, but realize how much it might cost you can be very sobering. You are not alone, yes, but then it's very expensive. Now, is procrastination synonymous with laziness? That's a question. Most people confuse procrastination with laziness. And some people say that procrastination is a lazy man's apology. But we're saying here now that procrastination is a deliberate action. It's an active thing in which you choose to do something other than the task you know you should be doing. You know you should be doing it, but no, you don't want to do it. So it's an active decision. It's a deliberate action. Whereas laziness, on the other hand, connotes apathy, passivity, and a refusal to perform. There's so much inertia on the part of the lazy person. That is the difference between procrastination and laziness.
Yes.
Procrastination usually entails putting off a less pleasurable, but perhaps more crucial duty in favor of something more pleasurable or easy. You know the way it is. Every one of us wants to have an easy life. We want to have easy money. So we don't want to disturb ourselves. We don't want to be stressed. And what we can do today, we know we have to shift it because we just don't want to be stressed. Now, what are the consequences of procrastination? One, it makes you feel guilty or ashamed. When you're supposed to do something and you don't do it, it makes you feel guilty. It can impair productivity and cause you to fall short of your objectives. Procrastination can make one to be demotivated or disillusioned with the work that is done over a long period of time. And that can lead to depression, or even lead to lead to job loss in extreme circumstances. So these are consequences of procrastination. Now, how do people procrastinate? However, the reasons why we procrastinate and how we do that differ for each person. They're not the same for every one of us. In a school, for instance, a student may want to put off for tomorrow, preparing for an examination that he has to do. And then maybe he has 1 week to examination, he now goes on fire brigade approach and starts reading every night until the exam is written. But he has like 3 months to prepare for that examination, and he didn't do that. And if he doesn't do well, you blame it on that is not his luck. You blame it on luck, you blame it on God. Somebody who is a professional, a doctor, for instance, a lawyer, a nurse, any other worker, could also delay what they're supposed to do because of it is difficult and it's time consuming. So they leave it undone. Somehow an athlete might decide not to treat an injury because that's the next crucial game to play. If he's a footballer, for instance, or table tennis player, any of those games. If there's an injury, the best time to treat it is when it happened. So for people, procrastination serves a purpose. And it's all too easy to dismiss the annoyance. For instance, okay, I'm used to it. That's the way I am. So those kind of words that we say, sentences. And most of us come up with all kinds of imaginative, you can imagine reasons why we cannot do what's supposed to do it today. And I want to just mention to some of those imaginations I will come up with. For instance, there's not enough time. Oh no, I'm bankrupt, I don't have money. We love that sentence. I don't have money. Oh, I'm overstressed, I'm overworked. I know it will be far too dangerous for me to get involved. I'm too busy. Oh no, it's too hazy. I'm too young. I'm too old. It's far too early in the day to start this business. It's very noisy. Plus every other thing else you can think of. There are so many reasons why we procrastinate. And I'm sure you know yourself too, what reasons that you have. But these are mere justifications. And they are frequently used for avoiding the hard work and emotional discomfort that comes with making significant changes in our careers and our lives. Please, may I appeal to Solomon Boake? Please, can you mute yourself, please? Solomon, please mute yourself and stop the conversation.
Doctor.
Please mute yourself and stop the conversation.
Okay, doctor.
Right. So now, at the root of this challenge is fear. Fear is at the root of procrastination. We're afraid to do that which we want to do because it will cause us pain. It will cause us discomfort. It will make us change from what we're supposed to do. Okay? And pain is useful anyway. I'm not saying that fear is useful. That was what was imprinted in us. Our brain is made to be fearful because our brain is more than 4,000 years old. And it was during the period that men were running away from jackals, from hyenas, from lions. So fear was an instinct that was put in us to help us survive that era. But now, with technology all over the place, we no longer run away from lions or from hyenas or from tigers, but we now want whatever threatens our sense of self, whatever injures our pride, whatever shakes our world makes us very fearful. And that is why we procrastinate. So, those are the reasons why people procrastinate. If one is unable to overcome the fear that he has in him, it makes him procrastinate. And we keep saying about one day I'm going to be this, one day I shall be rich, one day I shall travel to UK, one day. When will that one day come? If you don't do what you're supposed to do today for that one day to come, how will the one day come? That's another question that one needs to answer. So, the one day is now. The one day is now. And if you don't do what's supposed to do, you have your ideas and they will just go with you. All the plans, all the ideas, all the intentions you had, which you refuse to act on, will just go with you. They said the cemetery is filled with men who died with their ideas, the billion-dollar ideas. They didn't share with anybody. They didn't act on them. They didn't bring them forward. So we have cemetery for all those goals and untapped potential. So even though we have to acknowledge it, but most of us do procrastinate. And it's important that we realize that. Okay? Now, so how do you overpower procrastination? Having known what it is to procrastinate, how do you overpower it? Like the moderator said, procrastination is habitual. I know that we as men are creatures of habit. That which we are used to, we just want to keep doing it. Whether it's paying us or not paying us, we just want to get ourselves doing it. And when somebody pushes, no, that's who I am. Take it or leave it. So, because it's a habit, procrastination is a habit too. It means that if you are determined, you can actually change. You can actually overpower or overcome procrastination. All right. So that's the good news, that procrastination can be conquered, just like any other habit. Now, what I've done here is to outline the steps and practices to help anyone overpower procrastination. Now, the first thing to do, which is step one, the first thing to do is to admit to oneself that one is procrastinating. Because for you to be able to actually solve a challenge, a problem, you must identify that challenge, you must identify that problem. You must be able to look at it in the face and say, yes, this is what I'm facing. This is what is challenging me. So admit to yourself that you're procrastinating. That's the first thing. So if you're putting off a task as a result of having to recognize your responsibilities, that's what you may be doing. You want to reorganize your responsibility, or you're procrastinating because you want to deliver an activity when it is. Solomon, please, can you mute yourself, please? Solomon, mute yourself. And stop the background conversation, please. So you may be procrastinating because you are reorganizing your responsibilities. You may be procrastinating because you are temporarily avoiding that which you are supposed to do. So the first thing you need to do is to admit yourself that you're procrastinating. That's the first thing. You read your emails several times before deciding what to do with them. You are not able to decide quickly on an issue that needs urgent attention. These are challenges. These are issues of procrastination. You need to identify them. Which one is it that is giving you a challenge? You must be able to put it down. If possible, write it down. That's step one. Step two, figure out why you're procrastinating in the first place. What is it that is giving you an issue? What is it that is making you feel like you don't want to do what you're supposed to do? Are you afraid of doing it? Are you afraid of failure, for instance? Or are you afraid of succeeding? You know, some people are afraid of success. They don't want to succeed because they think that when they succeed, they will attract a lot of attention. People will knock on their doors. Television will see them and call them to a conversation. Journalists will meet them on the road and want to interview them. Many people fear to succeed. You know, it's inborn. So what is it that is making you to procrastinate? You need to identify it. Are you suffering from disorganization? Do you have your place cluttered, your table cluttered with papers all over the place, files all over the place? Your house, you enter your house, you have to step over things on the floor because you have clutter all over the place. You need to find out why you are procrastinating. Are you prioritizing? What is it that you want to put first that is not supposed to be, you're not supposed to be doing? When you leave what you're supposed to do to go and do what you're not supposed to do. So you need to find out why you're procrastinating. So if you suffer from poor decision making, it's also a key source of procrastination. If you can't make up your mind very quickly, you're more likely to put off taking action because of fear of making a mistake. And then step 3, you need to implement anti-procrastination techniques. Like we said, procrastination is a habit. It's a deeply ingrained one. Like we said before, it's a deliberate action. It's an active thing. You don't want to do it. Not because you don't like doing it, but because, like we said before, you have issues with fear. You don't want to allow somebody to take credit and all those stuff. You need to find out. So the third thing, the third step is to implement anti-procrastination techniques. Now, if, for instance, you have a big job to do, it's advised that you can actually split that big job into small chunks that you can do over every little amount of time. That is one of the anti-procrastination techniques that you can buy from us today. But then you need to forgive yourself for past procrastination. The challenge we have as men and women, as the case may be, is that we don't forgive ourselves for past mistakes. We keep beating ourselves inwardly. We keep, rewinding, replaying the same video of how we failed, of why we didn't do what we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to do it, and stuff like that. So if you don't forgive yourself, you do not make progress. When you forgive yourself, because God has forgiven you, you make progress. But most times, God has already forgiven us, but we are still holding on to that which we did that wasn't proper. So the first thing you need to do is to forgive yourself for the past procrastination. And somebody said there, self-forgiveness helps you to feel better about yourself and lessens your chance of procrastinating in the future. If you don't forgive yourself, the likelihood that you're going to repeat the same things you did in the past is more than 90%. So it's important. Second on that list, make a firm commitment to the work you're doing. The word commitment is very germane in whatever it is you're doing. Even in the community, we're asking members to be committed. It doesn't take, it's not rocket science to get committed. It only takes a decision. So look, on this issue, I'm standing like this. This is my stand on this issue. I am going with it. I want to run with it. That is commitment. But when you don't commit, when you're labile, commitment means that you're strongly focused. But when you don't commit, means you're labile, anything goes. Success is very far away. So make a firm commitment to the work that you're doing. Concentrate on doing rather than avoiding. Concentrate on taking action. It doesn't matter what. Somebody somewhere said that history will forgive a man who took a decision that was wrong. But history will never forgive the man who refused to take a decision even when pressed for one. So don't bother about avoiding what it is. Just do it. Just start. Okay? Now, make a list of the chores you need to perform. That's what they have to call about to-do list. I don't know how many of us keep to-do lists. If you don't keep one, start today. It's a Saturday. It's 12th. You can take a turn today. Make a to-do list on daily basis. People plan their days, or let's say their day from the previous day. For instance, you want to plan Monday. Before you start planning Monday, this weekend, that's the write-up I've just finished, which I'm going to present to you. How you can plan your Monday and make it successful just over the weekend by doing certain things. We're going to discuss it in the platform, and then we'll take it from there. So commitment is key to overpowering procrastination. 3, C, make a promise to yourself that you will be rewarded. That means reward yourself. Now, how do you reward yourself? If you are the type that drinks coffee and you want to go to a place, wherever you are, that sells coffee, you can tell yourself, okay, if I finish this task before 5 p.m. today, I'm going to have a cup of coffee. That is a reward. You're looking forward to it. Even though you're going to pay for it, it's not free. But you're looking forward to it. Your subconscious has already keyed into it. And then when you finish it, it will remind you, remember you said. So reward yourself when you have succeeded in doing that which you said you're going to do. 4, request someone to keep an eye on you. There's what we call accountability partner. It's very important. If you're working alone, chances are you might fall into a pit before anybody could come to your aid. But if you have a partner, an accountability partner, it may be your spouse if you're married, it may be your best friend for those who have best friends, or in your classmate, or any, it can be somebody, but it must be somebody who is in tandem with you. What do I mean? You cannot be positively minded and have somebody who is always negative minded being your accountability partner. No, it cannot work. You must choose somebody who is in the same class. When I mean class, I mean your mental status or mental state with you, your mindset. If you have a mindset thing that is positive and you're working with somebody who's negative, the chances are they will corrupt you. They say bad communication, evil communication corrupts good manners. Okay, so it's important that you choose an accountability partner. And most times, people are advised to either get a mentor or get a life coach, somebody you can relate to, you can discuss your issues with, personal issues. Because, even if you have a friend and you discuss personal issues, it is said that the man who will kill you is the person who knows you very well. No enemy can enter your house without somebody who knows you giving the person directive on how to go and where to go to. So it's good to have friends, but you also need to be, you need to advise yourself on how to go about it. The fifth one, I think, is act as you go. Like I said before, don't bother about the doing. About avoiding what it is. Just do it. So as you get along, just act. What is it you want to do? Like we said, get a to-do list. If it's a big job, break it into chips. Chip it down. And then each one you do, you salute yourself. Each one you salute yourself. And by the time you know it, that mountain had been leveled. But if you're looking at it, it's a big mountain. What am I going to do? Okay, don't worry. Tomorrow I'll come back and see what I'm going to do for shovel. Okay, no, don't worry. Next tomorrow I'm going to look for cutlass. Oh no, I'm going. By the time you know it, you have spent like 1 month waiting on that mountain. Whereas if you're able to start chipping the mountain from the roots, chipping small, within 1 month, you'll be able to level the mountain. All right. So it's important that you act as you go. The sixth, I think, is rewrite your internal monologue. What's internal monologue? There is a video that you continue playing within yourself. Those of you who have done the assignment, the last assignment, we talked about the inner villain and the inner hero. Is the inner villain that will keep reminding you of the mistakes you made in the past, of why your father hit you when you were small, why your mother caused, that's what they call internal monologue. The story you keep telling yourself, the video you keep playing, the mental picture you have about who you are, those are things that weigh you down. The time has come, if you practice procrastination, the time has come for you to actually begin to tell yourself that, look, you are in this world to make yourself a better person and to make the world a better place. He who brought you here had a purpose and has given you everything that you need to work and make yourself better and help the community where you come from, help the nation where you come from. You can, if you're selling yourself short, if you're playing small, God has nothing to do with it. If you're poor, it is not because of God. It is not. We heap a lot of things on God, but it's not because of God. If you're playing small, it's what you have chosen to do. All right. So you need to rewrite your internal monologue, and as much as possible, distract yourself a little. As little as possible, distract yourself. Don't allow distractions to take you off your route. We have this, this thing. Our life revolves around this thing. There are people who from morning till morning they even sleep with phone in their hands, which is very dangerous. If you really want to achieve something, you must tell yourself within this period of time, if it's 1 hour you want to do a program, for instance, those who are in residency program, those are students, if it's something you want to do, you must put your phone somewhere. Don't keep it near you. In fact, put it off completely. Within that period of time, concentrate on what it is you want to do. That's part of that, concentrate. If you are fond of reading email every 5 minutes, if you are going to do something, forget about email for the next 20, 30 minutes. All right? So distract yourself as little as possible. And the last one, I think so, it says, every day, try to consume an elephant beetle first. That's first thing. What does that mean? To consume an elephant beetle as the first step. That is, if you have your to-do list, the first three things on your to-do list must be things that you find difficult to do. Because it has been proven, science has proven, that the period of productivity for most people starts between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. in the morning. That's when people are most productive. If you can check yourself for yourself. From 11, by the time they start, hunger pass come for lunch and stuff, and they go for lunch break by 12, forget about it. It's now going down. But between 8 a.m., so if there's some things that are difficult for you, find them difficult to do, schedule them for that period when you have energy, you have the strength to do them. That's what it means to consume an elephant beetle first thing. Do the hard stuff first when you have the energy to do so. Now, so if you're procrastinating because you dislike a task, then it's important that you look at the big picture and forget about the small one that is injuring you. So those are the lists that you need to have to be able to continue overpowering your procrastination. Moderator, I need to excuse myself for 3 minutes. 3 minutes, please. You can just start.
Hello, Prosper. How you doing? Hello, Prosper. Can you hear me? Hello, Prosper. Can you hear me?
Hello. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, I needed to to ease myself. Sorry about that. All right, so we're talking about you trying to sort out issues that are difficult first thing in the morning. I mean, between 8 and 10. Those things you find difficult to do, fix them as your first list. I mean, the top 3 on your list of to do for that day, and get them done. It helps. Okay. Now, so we're also saying that it is vital that you frequently exaggerate the difficulty of a task. Maybe that's why you think that it's difficult for you to do, because you exaggerated it. Okay, so give it a go and then let it move on. Now, if you're procrastinating because you are disorganized, try these 6 tips to get organized. We have already mentioned them before. One is make a to-do list and stick to it. Start with the difficult ones first, then get the easy ones done later in the day. Every morning between 8 and 10, do your difficult task during that period. Then the other ones can now flow during the day. Those ones you don't have to think about them, you don't have to worry about them. Okay? So that is one. Make a to-do list. Two, there's this, well, it's also about to-do list. There's this Eisenhower's urgent, important principle to prioritize your to-do list. This will allow you to rapidly decide which things you should prioritize and which you may skip. Now, Eisenhower also had, you remember him, for those who know, he practiced to-do list. So every morning, well, the night before the morning, he will prepare his to-do list. But in the morning, he will review the list. The morning of that day, he will review the list. So you quickly look at the ones that he can do quickly and then move on to do them. He does the first 3 that are difficult and then looks among, because he usually has 10 things to do every day. Then looks among the last 7 on the ones that he can quickly do. He does them before 2 p.m. So between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m., he's done with at least 70% of his list. And then he goes to rest. And then in the evening, he completes the remaining 30%. There's no day that he didn't finish his to-do list on daily basis. No day. Okay? Now, so you can also create an action plan. That's the same about to-do list. Now, if you have a goal, like we say, you have a dream, you translate your dream into goals, you must bring your goals into action. And the only way to get them into action is by having an action plan. You drop it. If your goal is a 5-year program, for instance, a 5-year development project, you need to bring it down to 1 year. Every year, what can you do towards that goal? Then in the year, every month, what can you do towards that goal? Then in the month, every week, what can you do towards that goal? And in the week, every day, what can you do towards that goal? If on daily basis you don't do something, no matter how small, towards achieving your goal, it will be difficult for you to achieve that goal. So that is what they mean by action plan. You must be able to have an action plan with, for any project that you want to have. Okay? And then finally, if you're putting things off because you can't decide what action to take or making decisions is difficult for you, there are a number of decision-making tools which are available to help you improve your decision-making skills. Right. So that is where we end this talk on procrastination, how to overpower procrastination. These are very simple things, really, but difficult to do because we do not know that they are simple. Because our mindset is that of, no, I cannot do it. Our mindset is that of, oh, I did it before, it failed. I don't want to continue. Oh no, I'm afraid. I don't want to have this done. And all that. So when we get on and we do this things we're supposed to do, definitely we will smile to the bank, for instance, if you're a business person, or smile to a promotion, for instance, if you're a 9-to-5 worker, and be happy with ourselves. So thank you so much for your time. I hope we have made some contribution towards your knowledge. We're looking at having the decision-making skills written out. I have compiled it. I'm going to post it. So you can also know what tools and what implements and techniques you can apply if you have challenge with actually making decisions. Thank you so much for your time. Mr. Moderator, I am done.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Where is Prosper? Has he left? All right. Okay. Yes, Dennis, yes.
All right. Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good evening.
And good evening, other listeners. What a community of wealth enthusiasts. Thank you, sir, for your wonderful presentation. In fact, most of us are guilty of the things you outlined. I hope this will impact positively on us. There's a quotation you made, and I didn't pick it. I like quotations. Just something like, say, history forgives the man that does something and will not forgive the man that did. Could you repeat the quote again, please?
Okay, I said that history will forgive the man who makes a decision, even if it's a wrong one. But history will not forgive the man who refused to make a decision when it was necessary.
Wrong one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That history will not forgive the man
who refused to make a decision when it was necessary, when it was needed.
to make a decision. Okay. That's a very powerful one. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. All right. Where's our moderator? Has he gone out? Okay. Any other person that has any challenge, any issue, any question? We're here. Prosper, okay, you're back.
Yeah, I had to quickly
It's all right.
something.
No problem. I'm through with the
presentation. But I think I was up until you were giving the 6 tips where you gave the example of the to-do list, action plan, and all of that.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask. Now, you were talking about giving yourself small rewards and all of that. I understand that it has a psychological, effect and all of that. So, what if you do not measure? What if you were trying to say, okay, by 5 p.m. I would complete this number of tasks, and you were not able to complete all of them by that 5 p.m. and then you did a good amount of it. Will it still be bad if you decide to give yourself a reward, like to encourage yourself for more? I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying. When we're talking about rewarding yourself, it's not about completing the whole task you have for the day, for instance. All right. When you have a to-do list, for instance, you have like 10 items on your to-do list. You tell yourself, okay, after the first, if I finish the first one successfully, I will do this. If I finish the second one successfully, so each one has a reward attached to it, not about the whole. It's about the doing of just one of them. Because when you reward yourself for succeeding in doing one, then you are primed to go to take the second one. When you succeed in that, you're primed to go to take the third one. And by the time you know it, you're through with your to-do list. But if you're waiting for when you complete the list for the day, for instance, and then, you can be distracted. You may not want it, but something can distract your attention. Maybe you're in the office and you're doing something that you have said you're going to do today. Suddenly, they say your manager or whoever is in charge has called you, and you have to leave what you're doing to go and answer to the manager. That time you are spent to that manager, it will impact on your ability to be able to complete that task. So the reward is based on single items, not the whole.
Okay, you got that? Thank you. Yeah, I got that. Thank you so much, sir. Okay. So I don't know, does anybody have any questions? Maybe you want to, basically, like those days when we were still in Sunday school back at home, I said, okay, if you don't have questions, do you have benefits? Like what? So if there are no more questions, I think maybe one or two people in the house can just, say what they learned from this lesson, because I really learned a lot, the slides and all of that. So do we have anybody that wants to, maybe throw in a word or two about what he learned today? about procrastination. The floor is open.
Good evening.
Yeah,
Good evening.
One of the major things I learned is that there's always a question that when is the time to act? And the answer to it is that now is the time. So if there's anything to do at all, if there are plans, if there are dreams that we wish to achieve, now is the time to act. We should not say we'll do it later or tomorrow. We should start now. And that's one of the major things I've learned from the presentation today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just to buttress what Dr. Lagbe has said, you know,
Okay.
we use the word soon. We use the word soon too much. What when I go to, oh, very soon, I'm going to do very soon. But do you know that soon never comes? I don't know how many of you have actually noticed that soon never comes. I've had the occasion of 2 years ago, I met someone, I was discussing, I was into phytoscience that time. Yeah, 3 years ago, sorry. I was into phytoscience. I don't, you know, it's a stem cell project then. It is. And I met a guy and I spoke to him about phytoscience. He was so excited about it, particularly because it was acting like as if it's just, you know, it's just a ordinary, it's just a medicine, you know, the way it was acting. The guy was so excited. I said, okay, can we do business together? He said, okay, sir, I'm interested. Very soon, I'm sure. I said, no. Soon does not come. He said, no, sir, don't worry. You don't know me. But I'm telling you that very soon, we're going to do business together. Very soon. This is the 3rd year. I've not heard from him again. But he told me that very soon, we're going to. And then, so if you also check your own story, I'm sure somebody told you something about, okay, don't worry, soon we shall do that. And that soon took like 3, 4, 5, 6 months, or even years to come to be. So what I have done and what has really helped me over the years, and I tell you, by the time you read my story, you will be shocked at what we're able to achieve. What I've really done is to use that mantra, DIN, meaning do it now. I have never believed in later or tomorrow or the next day or one day. I have never believed in all those things. I believe that if there's something to do, then the time to do it is now. Because if you don't do it then, see, we are living in a world that with so many conflicting interests. It's just like we're going to talk about budgeting in the course of our program. Just like you not having a budget, you just living, the money that comes, you just keep spending and keep spending. One day you wake up and they say that job is limited, as in it's going. Or you wake up and there's an emergency. You now have to go and borrow money to attend to emergency. Well, that's something you could have helped yourself if you wanted to put money aside. You're waiting for when you're going to get that large increase, increment in money, or when you're going to hit jackpot and become a millionaire all of a sudden. You're waiting for that. Whereas you can small, little by little, keeping something aside for yourself to take care of emergency. So I do it now. If there's something that has just occurred to me to do, I'll just go ahead and do it. Unless something I'm not in a position to actually do, and which is not particularly because of me. So soon, we use it too much. There's a need for us to cut down on using the word soon. There's a need for us to cut down on using the word one day. One day I shall become Nigerian president. Yes, but how can you be president of Nigeria when you don't belong to a political party? Are you just going to jump out of nowhere and elect as president? For you to become president of Nigeria, you must begin to associate with politicians. You must begin to lie like them. You must begin to speak from two sides of your mouth like them. You must begin to join a party and begin from there. You know, that's my order. All right, so moderator, over to you.
Yeah, I want to be president of Nigeria tomorrow. I know it will happen.
Let me recognize my friend though. Henry Ibe is here. Henry Ibe is from UK. Is my friend. We were school at Harvard Ikoku together. Thank you, Henry, for being.
Okay.
Yes, it's good to see you. You can unmute yourself and say hello to the community. Please, Henry, unmute yourself and say hello to the community. Moderator has allowed you to say hello. Unmute yourself.
Yeah. Just touch your picture, sir. You will see the unmute something down. Yep.
done now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that correction. Jerry, good evening, and evening everyone as well.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah. Sorry I came in late.
Yeah.
I just realized I had this appointment with you people to keep, so I just jumped on. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay.
You're most
Good to see you. Thank you for coming around.
Carry on with the stories. I'm listening very attentively.
Okay.
welcome.
Prosper, I also saw Kelly. Pastor Kelly is though. I don't know if you see that around. Erasmus Jaja is here too. Erasmus, can you say hello to the crowd, to the community? Kelly, are you still around? Pastor Kelly is though.
Yeah,
I'm still around. Yes, I'm here. Kelly's here.
Okay,
Yep.
fine.
So like I was saying, the
Kelly's
Bible
here.
even, ouch, sorry, can we still mute ourselves? Thank you. So the Bible says it at some point, like, I'm not trying to be spiritual, but it says a lazy man looks at the weather and does not go out to go and farm. It says it's going to rain or there's going to be a lion out there. So let's try as much as possible. Like I said at the beginning, everything you think you know, nature has endowed and bestowed somebody else with it. So don't think you have monopoly of ideas. That thing you've been planning to do, you're like, okay, I will. You just wake up one morning and see your next door neighbor doing the same exact thing. And then instead of you being an originator, you now become a competitor. So thank you all so much for coming. Let's give it to Dr. Ebube to give us the vote of thanks so we can officially, go celebrate the rest of the Saturday. Dr. Ebube, if you are around, please unmute yourself and give us our vote of thanks.
Thank you.
Please, can we all mute ourselves? Just Dr. Ebube for now. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I want to sincerely use this medium to thank each and every one of us that was able to make this on this platform for this wonderful Saturday Paranormal, our inaugural Paranormal. It was quite an exposition, and I'm sure every one of us immensely benefited from the talk by our own daddy and mentor, Dr. Jerry First Oguzie. I want to especially thank Dr. Budare, Dr. Kodike, Mr. Pedra, Mr. Henry, all the way from UK, Mr. Kelly, Mr. Alexander Rubon, and Dr. Azubianu for all keying in and being part of this program. I want to also immensely thank Mr. Prosper for ably coordinating and moderating this program. I think it was very seamless, and we're able to keep to time, which is very, very important. It serves as a way of encouraging every one of us that we should just keep once we start on time. In the next 1 hour, we are done with this program. And special gratitude and thanks goes to our convener and our guest lecturer for today, Dr. Jerry the First Oguzie. So we can't thank you enough for your passion and for this wonderful time. Exposition has been very, very, it was really an exposition, but most of us are victims of this procrastination.
Yeah.
We are going to be tomorrow, going to be today. It becomes an enigma, biting deep, and that's why so many people are failing. Really, I thank you so much. I want to say more power to your elders and keep up the good work. Don't be discouraged by the attendance of this participation. They are really very good. Keep up the courage. And a final note, I just want to really encourage you on one of us. Let's try to keep in and let's try. Yeah, we may have different excuses for maybe not wanting to do what I think. Let's just try. This is a try. And also extend to other members of this group who were not able to make it today. I believe that our companion should maybe give us Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ebube. Thank you for that vote of thanks. That was really on point. So, fellow wealth creators, because I mean, that's what I call each and every one of us, irrespective of whatever field we are coming from, we are all here for one common goal, to, transform ourselves and the people around us from just being ordinary salary earners as being, self-employed. So this is our first Saturday Panorama, and I trust God that if we all cooperate in the nearest future, we're going to be counting our 99th Saturday Panorama. All we have to do is, mark our calendars, follow the calendar that has been put on the page, the assignments and all of that. We are putting ourselves through some mental exercise, and trust me, in the nearest future, the testimonies will come rolling in. So thank you so much. To have a lovely weekend. And like I say, I will leave you with this. In this time of endless possibilities where everything is practically possible, are you ready to become a wealth creator? See you some other time, hopefully next week or next 2 weeks. I think for our second edition of the On the Hot Seat Personality. Thank you so much, Dr. Jerry. Thank you so much, everybody who took out time. Thank you so much. I can't mention names, but thank you, everybody. Remember, yesterday was history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is our present. Let's try and make each day count. Good evening and have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much. So we can all sign out. Thank you.
Thank you, Prosper. Thank you for coming. That was interesting. Kelly, Henry, I thank you for coming too. It's good to see you finally on video.
Sorry, I was a little bit busy earlier. Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll do more of this. We'll do more of it. One of these.
More of it. Yes. Just
all right. Regards to the family.
Okay. Thank you. You too. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Dr. Lagbe.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you very greatly. Epedike, thank you for coming too. Ebube, well done. That's a good vote of thanks you gave.
Yeah.
Azudialu, is he here? I didn't see him.
I think he's kind of sent in something. I don't know, maybe a message, or I saw a chat that reflected his name, something at some point.
Okay. I just read the chat here. Okay.
Yeah.
Barrister Ubong, is he out now?
I think so.
Okay. It's all right. So we'll keep we'll meet again on Sunday next week, a week tomorrow, for the second edition of the On the Hot Seat Personality.
Hot Seat Personality.
It promises to be very, very exciting. Okay. All right. Have a nice evening, everyone, and enjoy the weekend.
Dr. Dennis, good evening. How are you doing?
Dennis is out.
Yeah, okay. I think he's out. So who else is still around? So
Erasmus Jaja, can you unmute yourself and say hello? Erasmus?
And Prosper, how you doing? I'm not at. Good evening.
Oh, okay, you're still there. Okay. That's a good one. Dennis, you have not done the assignment. The last
I will do it. Yes, when I was online, it didn't. By the time you put it, I think around 10, I had become very busy. If you had sent it earlier, like earlier, I check, and then anytime you put it earlier, you find out that I usually do the assignment.
Okay. It's all right. We'll take note of that.
Later in the day. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
So have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Okay.
We are fine, son. Yours?
Very well.
All right. Bye.
Okay then. Kelly, how are you doing?
It's not
Hello.
Hello.
Kelly? Yeah. Okay.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
All right. Good evening. Sorry, rushing back home. I went out, so I didn't join on time.
Yes. It's a Saturday. We understand.
Yeah. Congratulations. At least the little that I was able to gather, it was very inspiring and very interesting.
Yeah. We're going to send the pack the presentation on the platform so people can download and then and read.
Okay. Okay.
It's good to see you. Well done.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for
I
the support too.
Yeah. Oh, no problem. We bless God.
Yeah. Right.
Thanks. Okay.
Well,
do have a blessed day.
And you too, my dear. Regards to the family.
No, yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Erasmus, can you unmute yourself and say hello? Erasmus. Okay. Okay. Erasmus. Finally, can you say hello, Jaja? I can't see your face. Hello, doctor. Hello. Hello. Erasmus, I see there. Okay. All right, I'll end the presentation now. I mean, the recording, and then we can see